So this is question number 43, Counting and Probability, Chapter 13, Algebra and Trigonometry book. So the first thing that you need to look at are the rules. You're given two rules. This is in reference to an area code. The first rule is that the first digit of an area code cannot equal 0 or 1. The second rule is that the second digit of an area code must equal 0 or 1. So when I think about an area code has 3 digits attached to a telephone number that has 7 digits. When I look at this question, it first of all says refer to question number 6 because there's a specific rule about a telephone number. And the telephone number rule is that the first digit of your telephone number cannot be 0 or 1 also. So I'm going to look at the digits and come up with the total number of possible combinations using rules 1 and 2. The first digit cannot be a 0 or a 1, and the second digit must be a 0 or a 1. So if I think about digits that do not equal 0 or 1, that gives me 2 through 9, or a possible 8 numbers. When I think about the second digit and it must equal 0 or 1, that's a possible 2 numbers. The third digit can be anything, 10 possible numbers. Now I need to look at the telephone. The telephone number has to be set up in such a way that the first number does not equal 0 or 1. So that means it can be 2 through 9, 8 possible numbers. And then the other 6 numbers of my telephone number do not matter. So when I want to answer question A, how many area code and telephone number combinations are possible? I have 8 times 2 times 8 times 10 to the 7th power, which is actually 128 with 7 zeros. All right. The second part of this question says, well, hey, what if we ignore the second rule? What if we ignore the second rule? How many area code and telephone number combinations are possible if we do not make the second number of our area code be a 0 or a 1? So thinking about your area code, let's see. The first number cannot be 0 or 1. The second number doesn't matter. The third number doesn't matter. Then when I come to the telephone portion, the first number still cannot be 0 or 1. But the other 6 numbers, it's not necessarily important. So I have 8 times 8 times 10 to the 8th power, which is 64 with 8 zeros. So question C says, why do you think this is true? Why do you think they changed that second rule? Why do you think it was necessary to make the change? Well, probably because they probably changed this rule because it used to be that not everyone had a phone, right? One house essentially equaled one phone. But now if you think about it, everyone has cell phones, right? So one house could actually have 4 or 5 phone numbers attached to it. So they had to change the rule to accommodate all of the phones. Question D says, how many area codes are you personally familiar with that violate the second rule, meaning that the second number must be a 0 or a 1? Well, my area code is 765. And that is a violation of the second rule because the second number of my area code is a 6, which is not a 0 or a 1.